Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I got my boy Max here. What's going on, man?
Hey, it's been a long time. What's going on with you?
It has been a while, huh? We haven't streamed in a bit.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's been a minute.
it has. So I'm starting to kind of crank up. Black Friday season's coming up. I really wanted to get into a couple of TVs that kind of fly under the radar. TCL QM8 being one of them. You just reviewed it on your channel, so we'll dive into the
Yeah.
QM8. We're also gonna give our Black Friday predictions if you're down for that. Just kind of
Oh yeah, that
guesstimate, I
sounds
guess.
good.
We're gonna look at past history prices. I actually found a couple of screenshots from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago to see like what the Black Friday prices were. So it'd be fun to look at those and see our TV prices actually coming down. With the economy and everything. Um, you would expect it to go up, but you know, kind of some of it's going down. So it's kind of interesting to look at that trend. Um, but let's start off with the QM8. I think, that's one of the ones everybody, like, has their eye on, but before we dive into that right away, I do wanna say what's up to the chat. Uh, Hope you guys are doing good today. See, we got a couple people in here right now. Sorry about the delay. We just had a little bit of technical issues, but it's all good now. So, talk about the QM8. You got to review the Bravia 9, right? And
Yeah.
you liked it. You liked the Bravia 9. And then
Oh
you get the
yeah.
QM8, which is like a fraction of the price, right?
Yeah. It's
All
going
in
for a
all,
thousand dollars now.
yeah. What's your feeling towards the QM8 after reviewing it, and like your initial impressions of the QM8 first, and then you can talk about how it compares to the Bravia 9 after seeing it right after it.
So the first initial impressions is the HDR portion is definitely impactful. Yeah, it's way brighter than I imagined from the Bravia 9. Um, and is definitely brighter than my X95K by, like I said, three times the amount when it comes to brightness. You definitely see that impact on there. And other than that, that's where everything starts to kind of like start to go down a little hill from there. I did notice some black crush
Mhm.
when looking at content. And that's why I started to notice that with the in the blooming department, the blooming TCL has did a phenomenal job. So anytime you put any type of blooming test out there, it did like it passed with flying colors. It looked like just like a OLED. And from looking at it, I was like, wow, this is pretty impressive. But then when I started looking at content more, I started looking at movies, especially like Batman versus Superman is a good one. Monster Hunter, any pretty much any content that has dark dark scenes or stuff with shadows. That's where I started to notice. I was like, I can't see what's going on in this scene. And that's where I really start to play with the settings. I was like, maybe it's something that I'm doing wrong. Try to reset the TV. I play with the settings, and I went to the it was the black level settings where you could up the shadow. And then once you start up in the shadow, that's where everything start to gray out everything. And I was like, man, this is not good. But if you're watching like bright shows that doesn't have any dark content, it's a really good TV
Mhm.
and stuff. So for the price of it, it is unbeatable. I will say that. It definitely give you a bang for your buck, but as it stands against the Bravia 9, no. It's it when it comes to HDR, yeah, it is neck and neck with each other, but when it comes to everything else, that's something that I kind of lean towards the Sony with, or even Samsung, and even from when I reviewed the Hisense during that time, the U8 H during that time, and I thought, yeah, it just the TCL does a good job, but that's where I think is the trade-offs right there.
Yeah. Like, one thing I've noticed with, like, the QM8 and then the U8N, they're very similar in the way that they perform, like, the profile of it. It's, very favorable to, like, have these and look at their local dimming performance, and really, I was impressed for the most part with, like, the U8N's local dimming performance. Did you see that from the QM8, how well the local dimming performed for the number of zones it had?
Yeah, it performed really well. That is not the issue. I think when it comes to that area, nobody's not going to have a problem with it. I think that's where they really shine, and that's why I think where they put the majority of this money in that area is the local dimming area.
Yeah.
When you're watching content, I didn't even get into games yet, so we'll talk about that a little bit. But when it comes to like watching like regular content, it does a really good job. I'm not going to dispute it. It's very similar to um, if you didn't have like the Sony Bravia 9 next to each other. It's kind of like you wouldn't you like I said you'll go for a TCL for just for the pure price of
Yeah.
it and um just because you could get it for $1,000 for a 65 inch. But it just the thing is where it really struggles at is like the darker content area. But a lot of people is not going to notice that much unless you and this is me just being picky, like
Yeah.
super picky. But I just noticed that when I was watching, because it's like the Halloween season is October. I've been watching a lot of horror films, and I just noticed there's a lot of things that I remember looking at because I was doing a comparison with the X95K. I was just like, I'm losing a lot of detail in areas that I know something was there, and now I don't see it. So,
Yeah. Yeah, no, no doubt. So, like, one of the things that I was looking for when it comes down to, like, these TVs, they're at this price point where it's like, alright, you're right underneath OLED TVs. So this is going to be targets for people that can't quite get to OLED TVs, you know, and I feel like that's where the TCL QM8 and the Hisense U8N really have kind of advantage over Sony because they are in this price point where it's like, all right, I can't quite get to these more premium TVs yet, but I'll get a QM8 or a U8N and it feels like a premium experience. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I felt with the U8N when I had it. I was like, all right, this is a really great TV. I don't see how it can cost this amount of money because it's
mhm,
performing up there with like the Bravia 9 at times. And that's to me really impressive, and I think that's where the TCL and Hisense have really stepped it up from the last couple TVs that I've checked out from them. Like, this is miles better from where the U8G was, you know what I mean? Like, or even the U8H. So, like, that's one of the ways where TCL and Hisense, they keep up in their game, and they don't really wanna be known as a value brand, but that's what they're gonna always be, that's what they are because they are presenting a good value. And I would say this to TCL and Hisense is, like, embrace that, man, like, embrace that. That's something that you should, like, hang your hat on, not be, like, ashamed of or, like, worried about. Like, it's okay to be, like, for value, especially when you're giving everybody these features. Like the Hisense for example, the Hisense U8N, it has a FPS counter that you can leave on the screen the whole entire. I've never seen that in any type of TV. So it's like,
mhm.
that's pretty cool. Like, those kind of features they're implementing and getting better. I would love to see, other manufacturers kinda take note of that. And the one thing that the Hisense and TCL does, and you could vouch for this as well, like, when you're looking at TVs in the lower price bracket, they're gonna give you the best technology no matter what. Like, they're gonna be the first ones to give you mini LED, they're gonna be the first ones to give you full array local dimming, so it's like, the other companies are gonna need to step up on their lower end, or I don't maybe they don't even care about their lower end. Maybe they just think they'll sell because of the name. But I think that's where TCL and Hisense have, like, Samsung, Sony, and LG beat, in that price bracket.
Yeah, yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I do want to take one of the comments right now. This person asked about like the upscaling for streaming. It's good. You're not going to have a problem with the upscaling portion, in the streaming department. So if you're watching 4K, if you're watching like SDR, for example, you'll be pretty much good. 1080p, it does a decent job. Um, uh, it yeah, I will say this, and I'm just going to be blunt. It's not going to compare to Sony upscaling, but it does a good enough job that it's really not going to bother you. So, so I think for the price that is giving, um, I think they did a good job in that area. I think that's something that they still need to work on. As I mentioned, like the Black Crush, the upscaling portion of it, I think they do a decent job on it. I don't see, and there's one thing will say too. I don't see a lot of banding, which I remember on the Hisense U8H during that time that I was having issues with color banding, especially when I was watching movie content. I
Yes.
don't notice that at all with the TCL QM8, which is very good. Um, when it comes to uh, motion, I think the motion is decent, but I don't know. I think it depends on how people preference is when it comes to motion. I still see a little bit of that soap opera effect. It doesn't matter if I turn it off all the way off.
Yeah.
I still like it's like certain content that I watch, especially like regular YouTube content, for example. It doesn't happen on every single video that I watch, but I notice on certain videos, like the soap opera effects will kind of kick in. And I don't know if it's something that TCL can fix in a later firmware update. Um, maybe not. But those are some of the things that it kind of take you out of place when you watching certain content. But when it comes to movies like HDR and stuff, I don't notice that at all. I think it did a pretty good job, especially when you're looking at fast paced content. Sports, I haven't tried yet. I have got some questions about that. I still got to take a look at that. But if you're watching like HDR movies, when you're like streaming on the Apple TV, um, watching Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. I didn't see any issues at all, especially when it comes to HDR wise. And this is where I would say that it's very, very similar as in when you get that HDR impact as like looking at a Sony or a Samsung, uh, minus the whole Black Crush part. So that's something that I really would say. If you're watching only HDR stuff, I think this is going to be the TV for you and stuff.
Yeah. So let's talk about gaming. Mad Pistol has a question about like the local dimming in game mode. He said there's no local dimming in game mode. Is that correct, or is he wrong on that, or is it like reduced? What is it?
So here's the interesting part about it. So on when you get into the gaming side, I've been playing with the settings for like hours to try to figure out. So once you first get introduced, and I showed it in my video, you get greeted with the whole game bar and showing you what is enabled, what is disabled, and you could go to the settings if you like it or not. And so once you go into the whole gaming portion of it, I noticed like immediately when I was playing on my PlayStation 5 that the color it just looked like the screen looked like it was complete. I want to say completely grayed out, but it you notice that something was off with the picture, and I was looking at it and I was like, this doesn't make any sense because I was just watching some movies the other day and it looks fantastic. But when I was looking at it, I was like, what's going on? So I said maybe it was probably my PlayStation or whatever it was.
Mhm.
So I went ahead, turned it off, turned it back on, disconnected, reconnected, and I was still having the same picture issue. So I went ahead and reconnected my PlayStation to my X95K. I was like, okay, no issues with that. So I reconnected, try to use a different HDMI cord, and I was still getting the same picture settings. So when I was looking at it originally, it was looked like it was the local dimming looks to be disabled.
Mm.
I couldn't confirm it because in the settings it doesn't tell you if local dimming was enabled or not. And that was one thing that I thought was kind of strange when I was going through the settings because I couldn't find like how on Hisense and even in TCL when you're looking at regular movie content, it tells you what the local dimming is, but when you go to the gaming part, it doesn't show you that, and it's
So
kind of hard to try to figure that out.
so just to confirm, you said that, like, when you were in movie content, you could go in settings and you could see local dimming settings, but when you're in game mode for this particular TV that you don't see local dimming settings?
Yeah, correct. From what I could find.
Gotcha,
Yeah, the
alright.
only thing I had was you have local contrast, and you go to off. I think it's off, low, medium, and high on there. And so from looking at like regular settings, I saw the local dimming on there, but for some reason, I think in game mode, I think they probably did that purposely to just get with the response rate for certain games, especially for like 144 hertz, depending on the if you have a PC or not, or if you're playing 4K 120. Then I think they probably disable it just because of that
Mhm,
functionality. So I think that's the reasoning behind it. But that was from my experience when I was looking at it.
that's interesting. Yeah, so you felt like the picture quality was worse in game mode for sure on the
Yeah,
QM8.
it was a letdown. And I played four different games.
Interesting.
Astrobot, that's supposed to be like the eye candy of games where it's supposed to look really good and stuff.
And you mess with the
And
presets and all that and seeing, like, what other
yep, I
presets
messed with
were? That's
look at the
crazy.
presets and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, I toggle between all the different presets and yeah, and yeah, it just looked like it was just the local demi looked disabled. So
Yeah, Imma have to look into that. That's pretty interesting because the U8N, I felt like that was pretty good in game mode. Like, that was really good in game mode. So if the U8N is gonna have, like, a better game mode than TCL, because of their, local dimming stuff, that could be something to keep an eye out on. I heard really good
yeah,
things. That's the thing, like, I heard really good things about the QM8's game mode, being, like, on point with its color and all that. It's, like, the most accurate out of the box in color, like, game mode. It's crazy, um, to hear
yeah.
that, like,
Yeah, because
that's
if you look at
wild.
my video, that was literally all the settings that I was going into. That was kind of
Yeah.
like the interesting part. So it's not like I went. Yeah, I went. The more I'm thinking about it, in my video, I went to all the settings that they could possibly give you, and from looking at it, it was no type of setting specifically that kind of will help that situation.
Hmm,
So I'm
that's
not saying
wild.
it's like I want to say it's completely awful, but
Yeah.
I remember when I had the U8H, it was definitely better than TCL
Yeah, that's
QM8.
wild. Cause like, usually yeah, that's crazy. You would hear more I thought
Yeah,
you would
'cause-
hear more about the QM8's game mode, but, I guess, like, to be honest, though, I haven't really seen too many people test the QM8, um, within game mode to, like, really be able to judge. You're the first one that does it, so that I know of, that I could think of,
yeah,
that really, like, dived into it. But then again,
yeah,
I
because
I haven't really been checking the QM8 reviews, to be honest with you. I was waiting for, like, my own QM8 to arrive, and
yeah,
just never got down to it. Like, I don't know if I'm going to get my hands on a QM8 before the end of the year, but I'm gonna try. Um, I think QM7 is, like, a bigger priority for me just because
hmm
it's I think the QM7 is in a sweet spot where the QM8 is, like, really you're so close to, like, OLED at that point, like, just go OLED. Like, that's almost how I'm feeling about, like, QM8, U8N. Those are good prices, but, like, you are going to start to see, like, the OLED TVs creep down to, like, 12.99. Like, we just had like, can you believe we just had a 13.99 price tag on a 65-inch S90D QD OLED? Like, that's wild, man, you know?
yeah,
So, the fact that we're getting to that point, um, it makes me think, like, yeah, I should start looking at, like, things like QM7 more, than the QM8 because the QM7 makes more sense. You know, it's got a better value attached to it. And the 98-inch version of the QM7, I think is a good one as well because it is gonna be like that first entry into a 98-inch mini LED, and I seen it as low as like 27.99, which might not sound low, but for a 98-inch TV with that kind of capability, it is low, you know? So,
Yeah,
I mean, like, let's talk about some of the 65 inches that are that price. So,
yeah,
um, but yeah, it's kind of a bummer to hear
yeah,
about game mode on that front. But other than that, you like the TV. That it's pretty good.
yeah, yeah. Besides the gaming portion, overall, I think the TV is pretty solid. Especially, I mean, it's going for $1,000 for a 65 inch, so that's something that um is is good if you're watching regular content,
Mhm.
watching movies and pretty much all. If you disregard the gaming portion of it, it's a really good solid TV and stuff. I do not have any gripes on it and stuff. Besides, I was talking about the Black Crush, but the Black Crush is something that a lot of people could get over real easily and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, the colors are decent. You do have to play around with it a little bit. I kind of wish they had more settings to kind of like dial in certain portions of it. I know you had that flexibility with Samsung and LG and Sony, and that's something that I kind of wish that TCL will start to kind of like open up a little bit more in their newer models. I don't
Yeah.
think they're going to be able to do it this year, but there are certain things I kind of wish you kind of could fine tune certain things in certain areas. It's just very limited in the picture settings area. They do give you a good amount, but it's still kind of limited compared to the other brands.
Yeah. That's interesting, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to take a look at it, like in depth. Like I only watched like a brief portion of your review, before we got on here because like I just got home and then I saw you posted that. I was like, oh snap. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I was watching a little bit of it and I saw I was like, uh oh.
Yeah,
I was like, oh,
yeah, it reminds me of one of my gaming monitors that I have here. Like I got it back in 2019,
yeah,
and it's the response. This response on the gaming part, I think, is decent. Um, and I think they focus so much on the response time that they sacrifice the picture
yeah,
in that department. So yeah, I really don't know. And the funny part is I went through all the settings in the video too, just to kind of like show that I wasn't playing.
hmm,
So people can't just call me out and say like you're just playing with the settings. No, I went through every single setting on Astrobot just to show what the picture would give you and even the advanced settings and stuff. So I, it's one of those type of things. It is what it is, and it's like, and you can see me kind of clicking on each setting just to show what it does and what it doesn't do
hmm,
on there. And yeah, for some apparent reason, it just wasn't looking that great.
yeah.
There's a,
All
there's
right.
a little bit of lackluster in that area.
So, whoop. So I got some Black Friday some guesses and stuff. So we can take a look at this. Let me shrink us a little bit. Shrink this down here. Get into the Black Friday price kind of guesses here. And we can kind of like we're not even really gonna like go in order or anything. Just like people can throw out TVs in the chat, or you can think of TVs and we can just kind of shoot out prices and then like write it down. So let's start off with like the Samsung S90D because we were just talking about that, right? Um,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
we're we're just gonna do 65-inch for now. So let's just do a 65-inch for now. Stick to those sizes since like one of the more popular sizes, and then we can kind of get into like 77-inch later. Um, but
Hmm.
so S90D, I think it's currently at 14.99. Um, but I did see it on Amazon for I think it was like 13.99. Yeah. 13.99. So I'm gonna pull that up
For
real
the
quick.
for the S90D? For
Yeah.
the S90D?
That's 90D.
No, I'm looking at Best Buy. Best Buy is giving me
Okay,
16.
it says 15.99 right now for it, which is so it went
Yeah.
up by 200. So as you can see that
I think it's gonna go back to that. Yeah, I think it's gonna go back to that price you're talking about later.
that 13.99, I think that might be the Black Friday price. But it's hard to say. It could
Yeah,
just be
I
like an
agree.
Amazon special, you know? It could have just been for that Prime Day, Prime Big Day deal thing that they had. Last
Well,
year
usually
this
those
was
Prime days.
15.99. So
Mhm.
what were you saying? My bad.
I was about to say usually those Prime days you end up being the Black Friday prices.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But last year's Black Friday price was 15.99 for 65-inch, and then so I'm gonna also write LG C4 in here too because like that's they share prices pretty much, you know. But like I believe that one is 14.99 right now. Um, so I'm gonna double check that, but I don't know why this one wants to write it out like that, but the other one's like, nah, I don't want to write it out like that. But last
Hmm.
year, I believe it was 15.99 or maybe it was 14.99. I have to double check. I have it right here, so let's see. One sec, bear with me, bear with me.
You mind if I go ahead and put the link right quick? I was Somebody was asking about the video, so I'm
Oh
about
yeah,
to
go ahead, go
send
ahead,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Always welcome to do that.
I didn't even know if I was able to do that or not, but
Yeah, should be. I don't see why not. It might block it. That's the thing. But I think I have you as a mod,
yeah.
so it shouldn't block it.
I think it did it.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, so I'm
But
gonna pull up the last year's Black Friday price. So yeah, it was 15.99 for last year's Black Friday price. So sorry about the unorganized thing. We're doing this on the fly. All right. So let me pull up the other cam so you can see the price predictions, or not the price predictions, but the price comparisons, I should say.
I'm gonna
So
go ahead and switch cameras right quick.
all right.
Oh, looks super bright.
Okay. So I got that pulled up. Scroll down to the thing. So yeah, as you can see here, if I look on this, I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna make it bigger. You can see this little chart right on the stream.
Yeah.
Okay. So it was 16.99 a couple days ago, and then it dropped to 15.99, which was last year's Black Friday price. And then it went to 14.99 for a couple days. And then for like 2 days straight, 2 days straight, I posted about it on the community tab. It was 13.99, which was like, wow, that's the lowest that I've ever seen. I've never seen a 65-inch OLED TV from the same current year, let alone QD OLED, be 13.99. So that price was pretty impressive. I don't know if that's the Black Friday price. That had me second guessing things because I was like, all right, I'm pretty sure Black Friday price is gonna be 14.99. But now I'm thinking like, are they just gonna do 13.99? Like the cat's already out of the bag. How do you not go back down to that, you know?
Yeah, it's a really good price.
So like I'm not sure. I'm like unsure of myself now.
No, I think you're good.
Yeah. So you're guessing that it's gonna go back to that 13.99?
Yeah, I think it is.
All right.
No, no problem.
I'll say, man, I got a feeling it's gonna go to 14.99. Just stay that way, but so you want 13.99. And then same thing with the C4 or what? You think the C4 will match it?
It has to.
Yeah. I think it has to
They
too.
have
I think
to.
whatever like Samsung
Or
decides,
$50 less. Yeah,
yeah.
or $50 less. Or they have to throw in. No, they're not gonna do. Well, they may throw in a discount with the soundbar if you buy a bundle or something like
Yeah.
that.
I could see something like that happening.
Yeah, because it's just the thing is what. Now I haven't seen the C4 as of yet, but I have seen the S90D, and that TV is for the price is a really good TV,
Mhm.
and it's QD OLED, and yeah, I still have a hard time seeing why LG is charging C4 the amount of money that it's charging against the S90D. So I
Yeah.
think it should
I
always
feel
be
like it should.
$100 cheaper.
Yep. Maybe they tried. They tried and Samsung was like, "All right, we'll just undercut you. We'll just go back down to that too."
Yeah.
Cuz it's like I said, it's lower than I've seen it, right? Let's go to this question really quick. We're not talking about 85-inch, but I want to answer this question uh for this dude right here. So, um let's make sure we get his question answered. LP Romer. So he said 85-inch. Ah, get Justin Herbert off my screen. What are we doing? Played him this weekend. I don't want Justin Herbert on our screen. You see, I took him out of the thumbnail. Took him out of the thumbnail. Took him out of the thumbnail. So yeah, it's 24.99. Let's do it was 19.99 on August 13th. So some people said they saw it 19.99 a few days ago. But this wasn't recorded on this price chart, so maybe that
Actually,
was only on Best Buy.
that's still a really good price. 25, what was it, 2600 for 85 inch?
It's 2,500. So yeah, this is going to probably be 1,900 for Black Friday, 19.99. So that's typically where we see TCL and Hisense go with their 85-inch.
I'll say get
19.99
it.
is so yeah. LP. I definitely think
I'll
that
get it.
it will be down to 2,000 again for Black
Yeah,
Friday.
I'll say get it. I'll say get it.
Yeah.
I always have a theory, and I'm still sticking to that theory. I think the bigger the screen of mini LED, the better it perform.
Hmm.
I don't know. Some people think I'm wrong, but I don't know. I just think it. I think for mini LED to really perform, I think you have to get a bigger size screen and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just a theory.
All right.
Unless
So
you get all TVs lined up with the same at different sizes for the same model.
should we go? What should we
I
go
mean,
next for a 65-inch? Where you want to go now?
oh, did you was just doing TCL? You gonna put TCL or Hisense on there,
Um, yeah, we can do that.
or
I think I'm gonna do those a little bit later. So
Sony? You could
yeah,
do Sony.
let's go Sony. So Sony Bravia 8.
Oh yeah, Bravia 8.
Let's look at what the Bravia 8 is right now. So Sony has this little theme that they do where it's like they're going to
1700.
they're going to go $200 above usually, It's 1,700 right now. Bro, I'm gonna say this is the Black Friday price.
1700.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this is the Black Friday
Oh,
price.
what size are you looking at right now? Because I'm looking at Best Buy. It shows 1700. Oh, okay. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that's gonna be the Black Friday price. So it's currently $16.99. Um, and last year I believe it was $16.99. So I'm gonna go 16. I'm gonna go $16.99. I just think that let me double check that it was the price last year, but Sony they think that they could charge $200 more and get away with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
let's be real. Is it worth it? Sometimes. Okay, so it was yeah, it was $16.99 last year. So it's already hit last year's Black Friday price. Maybe it goes to $15.99.
Mm, yeah, maybe. See, that's the thing is Sony doesn't really follow the Black Friday prices like how other
Yeah.
competitors do. They kind of wait till like after Black Friday for whatever reason,
Mhm.
or right, or just before. Well, hold on for a minute. It's October now, so yeah, that might be the Black Friday price. The more I'm thinking about it, because
Yeah.
I think what is what's the Sony A95L?
Oh, wow. Hold
Curious.
on. I gotta check this real quick. They're saying you can get 85-inch U8N for um 14.99. No, it's 17.99. That's a really good deal.
Mm,
Look at that, guys. What do you think of that? Is that the U8N?
yeah, I'll get the UAN.
I think that's a U8N. Yeah.
Mm,
And you get NBA 2K25 with it. Hey,
I'll get that TV.
free game. How can you complain about a free game with your TV?
I get the UAN.
That's crazy.
Come on, TCL. Gotta be the same price.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like TCL will have to drop, right? We'll talk about those in a little bit. I wanted to do those last because it'd be a good way to end the stream, I think.
Yeah.
So we got Sony. And so you think you're gonna stick with that price?
Yeah, I'll stick with that price.
All right. So you think 16.99? Because you don't believe that they do anything for Black Friday, really. And I'm with you, man. I don't think they do much for Black Friday, really. I think
No.
they do their drops early, and this is their drop.
Yeah.
Will Amazon install and setup? Yeah, I believe they have an option for that on their website. What size did you review? You reviewed 75, right?
What, the Bravia 9 or the TCL?
TCL
TCL 65.
65. So he reviewed the 65-inch
Mm-hmm.
QM8. All right, what TV next? Um, should we go? All right, let's go for the G4.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go for the G4 and the S95D. So those, I believe, are currently pretty expensive. So look at that. G4 65. Here it is. So it's $25.99 currently. Um, it was so $25.99 is the lowest it's ever been. So that's currently the lowest price that it's ever been. $25.99. All right, let's plug that in the spreadsheet there. And I'll tell you what it was last year on Black Friday for the G3. Why doesn't it just format it? That's annoying. All right, so last year's Black Friday price. Do you know it? You want to guess what it was?
For the
G3 last year. Do you
G4?
remember?
No, I don't. I don't remember that.
I believe it was $22.99, but I gotta double check. Is, is that a buy at $22.99, or is that still too expensive? All right, $22.99 was the price last year, according to my records. So, what do you think? Think it gets to 2,000? Gets to or stays around $22.99? What do you think? Think they're gonna be aggressive
I think it's gonna
here?
stay. I don't think they are.
LG was $23.99 on Wednesday. Okay. So $22.99 might be legit then again on Amazon. Weird. It's not like tracking it properly then. It might have been like a flash sale or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel I think the G4 will go down a little bit more, but I don't know. G4 is kind of like they've been selling pretty good,
Yeah.
so
You don't think it hits 2,000? I don't think it hits 2,000.
I don't think it will. I think it's gonna hover around that same amount, and it
Yeah.
probably might throw in something.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 22.99 again. I know it's like, oh, nice guess. Just guessing last year's Black Friday price, but I feel like I think that's what they'll do. What do you think? What's your official guess?
I will for the G. So for the G4, I'll put 21.99.
21.99? All right.
Put 20. I'll go $100 less. 21.99.
I mean, that sticks with their little theme that they're doing with if you think they're
Yeah.
gonna stay with 13.99 for the C4 and stuff. All right. So, do you think Samsung matches it, or do you think they'll go $100 more? Cause
Uh,
it's
I think they'll match it.
yeah,
No.
it's
Yeah, I think
interesting.
they'll match it.
Let's
I
see
think
what
they'll match it.
the S95D 65 is at right now. It's $25.99. Okay, but I believe this one actually was cheaper as
They'll
well.
match it.
Looks like they're matching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks like it was down to $24.99 yesterday. Um, okay. So I'm with the matching too. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that in. I'm just gonna copy that down and boom. Okay. A95L. Do we see a surprise price drop here?
No.
No? You think they're just not gonna touch the price?
They're not gonna touch the price. I don't think they're gonna touch it. I don't know. Sony is being Sony.
All right.
I
Let's
mean,
see.
what about you? What do you think?
I don't know, man. Like they should drop the price. It was cheaper last year. You know? Like how is it more expensive this year than last year?
That's kind of like the same thing. Well,
3099
I don't know.
looks like the cheapest that it has been.
I'm really am convinced. I think they're using the latest panel from Samsung, so I think that's why
You think
they're
so?
not saying it's. I think they are.
Oh,
I,
looks like it
I I
was at,
think I think they're not explicitly saying that, but I really have a inkling that I think they're using something new on there, and I think that's why they're justifying the price.
yeah.
I could be wrong.
Looks like at
I
one
could be
point in
100% wrong.
time, it was 2875. I think this, man, if Sony and Samsung, or if Samsung and LG are going down to 2299, A95L needs to be like at least 2499, right? At
Hmm.
least,
Yeah, at least,
at least.
but at least.
All right, so it's currently, I just missed that. What was it? 32.99 right now. Okay, it's 32.99 right now. So let's write that in there. 32.99. What do you think last year's Black Friday price was? Do you
Wasn't
remember it?
it the same price?
Nope. Was it? Maybe it was.
I
I
think it was.
I had to double check. I got it. 1 sec. Yeah, you're right. It's 32.99.
Yeah, I'm about to say. I said, I don't think Sony would shoot themselves in the foot like that and just say like,
But
okay,
this is
now we're gonna
like,
make it more expensive.
that's like $100 price drop. How's that a Black Friday deal?
Because yeah, no, it's Sony because I know what they're
I'm
gonna
with
say.
you,
They're gonna
Max.
say like, yeah, yeah.
I'm going $3,000. I'm going 29.99. It's just a
I'm saying
gut.
what to say.
I think they'll drop it a little bit, but not much. You think they're gonna go 32.99?
I think they're gonna go, yeah, 32.99.
You're probably right. You're probably. I'm being optimistic here. I'll be a real optimistic here.
Because what Sony is going to say is, oh, we won the Value Electronics 2024 award for the A95L. And then we won another award for Best TV. I can't think of the other company, publishing company that said that. So they're going to say all their accolades, and then they're going to say this is why our price is still the same
Yeah. All right. Let's
or
do
$100 cheaper.
let's do Bravia 9. You see? All right. I feel
They're
like
not
this
going to
is
go
gonna
down
be like a
either.
little theme we got going on. It's probably
They're not going to go down. They're not going to go down.
it's not gonna go down. It's
Because the thing
29.99
is,
right now.
they fall in that because when I got the X95K, it was going to the same price.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I take this back.
No, cause like that one year, dude,
I take
AADL
this
dropped
back.
hard, and I bought it, and I was
I'll take
happy
that
about
back.
it.
I take
Yeah.
that back. I take it back. I remember the 85-inch went for $3,999.
Mhm.
I just don't remember it was
That's the
right
95K,
before.
right?
No, I'm talking about the X95K.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I meant. The one you got.
So yeah, the one I have. I think I don't know if it was before Black Friday or after Black Friday. That's the only thing I don't remember clearly because it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I
It,
think they're gonna go around that same price. If you're talking about the Bravia 9, I think the Bravia 9 is gonna follow the same pricing model.
yeah. I don't think so.
You don't think so? Okay.
I
Well,
just don't think it comp
I'm
it. I don't think it comp it that way. You know?
yeah.
I just don't think they comp it that way. And I'm a little shocked at kind of like that we haven't seen really a drop on the Bravia 9. Like it looks like at one point 28.48. It could have been a fluke though, you know.
Yeah.
That's buy box. Buy box isn't really necessarily Amazon. It's just other retailers. Yeah. I'd have to say, man, isn't it kind of disappointing that it hasn't dropped? We know it launched at $32.99.
I'm not shocked,
No,
just because a lot of people gave it a lot of praise for everything.
yeah,
So
no drop,
no drop. Yeah.
no drop. I'm with you. No drop. If they drop, $27.99 is the drop. It's not gonna be more than $200. You know,
Hmm.
that's how I'm seeing it. All right. What other TVs can we cover here before moving on to TCL and Hisense? Is there anything else you guys want to see? Trying to go for the TVs that people are looking at, targeting, wanting to buy. Should we go Bravia 7?
Um,
I feel like that's already gotten its price drop, but let's just throw Bravia 7 on there.
do you do the
It's
Samsung
$14.99 right now. What's up?
QN9? Did you do the Samsung QN90D?
Okay, we could do that, yeah.
Yeah, if
Uh,
we're going to do the Bravia 7, then we got to throw in the Samsung too.
yeah. Let me look what last year's X95K was in the 65 inch.
Yeah, someone said the same thing, QN90D.
All right, sure. 15.99 was last year's price, so it's already cheaper than last year's than what Bravia 7 is now. So, because the comp would be, I guess, the X95L or the X93L last year. That would be the comp, I guess.
Yeah.
So I think that's the Black Friday price. I know it's not really eventful. What do you think? You think it's gonna drop more? Or you think that's it for Sony?
No, that'll be it.
Okay. All right.
Sony's going to be Sony.
Samsung QN90D.
Let me see what they're going for.
Somebody was like, "Hey, you live in Beverly Hills?" I'm like, "No, this is just I just deliver my TVs there." Nah, I just wrote that in there just because like I didn't know what else to write. Um,
55-inch going for
so
890.
this is a really good deal, man.
Oh, that's
85-inch
that's a QN.
QN90C for
I was just looking at that.
19.99.
And
People sleeping
yeah,
on the QN90C. I'm telling you, people are sleeping on it.
so it's going for the same price, QN90D, 1599.
15.99 is what it's going for. Okay. Is this the actual listing? No, this is the one that like includes a 2-year warranty. I need the actual listing. It's right here. It's 15.99. It's like right in front of my face. I believe this was 14.99 yesterday.
I was just about to say, I was going to say 1399, but
14.47 is what it was yesterday.
okay, I'm going with 1399.
Okay.
Oh, people are talking about the Panasonic. I want to get that TV too.
So it's currently 15.99. You think it's gonna be 13.99?
Is it on Amazon?
Oh yeah, we could guess Panasonic too. Um, what's the S90D at? 14.99. I'm gonna guess 14.99. And last year's Black Friday price for the QN90D, I believe, was 15.99. I think. I don't know.
You know what? I may have to go back on the Bravia again. Not the Bravia, but the A95L.
Yeah, you think it's gonna drop?
I think it might. I think it might go to 3,000. I'm looking at the Panasonic right now. I think they're going to do the same thing as Panasonic. I think it's going to be for 65 inch. I think it's going to be 299,
Okay.
$2,999.
All right.
Because I'm looking at Panasonic right now. Amazon is going for $2,999 for a 65 inch. And I think what Sony is doing is I think that Sony sees Panasonic as their competitor. I don't think they see anybody else as their real competitor. I hate to say that.
So this is the Z95. All right, let's look at the Z95A.
Yeah, yeah, Z95A is going for
Okay.
$2,999 right now.
My head
I think
blocking it.
I think they might go a little bit cheaper.
Okay. Let's see. Z95A. You can currently only get these on what? You can currently only get these on Amazon
Yep.
and certain retailers, right? Like I think Value Electronics does carry them, I believe.
I think more of I think dedicated TV store smaller
Bro, look at this.
yeah.
On September
That's what I
29th,
said.
it was down to 2,500.
Oh.
What? And then like the next day, it was down
Oh.
to 2,649.
Oh. Yeah, Sony's one might do the $2,999 for the A95L.
It launched at 32.99.
Hey, that's a good price. And it wasn't like an open box or anything?
I'm gonna say this, man. I think Panasonic's going 24.99.
That's a really good price.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Panasonic, so I know the remote is terrible. I don't know why they're using the Fire remote and stuff like that, Fire TV built remote, but um, I understand people going to complain about the speakers hanging from the bottom, but
Some people
I
are
don't know.
not like that. Yeah. Some people don't like that.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it either because the reason why I'm not a big fan of it because I never was into TV built-in
Audio.
TV
Yeah.
speakers. Yeah, unless I was having it in a bedroom,
Hmm.
then that's a little bit of a different story. But if I'm using it for like a dedicated space, I really don't want to see the speakers. But that's just me.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they had the option you could get the speakers with or without, but I don't know. That's kind of like my thing. I think aesthetic wise, it doesn't look great and stuff. So I think it's distracting in my opinion.
Yeah. So
Like I was just about to say, I say even when it plasmas came out, they didn't
yeah,
have anything like that. So
this is what you're
I don't
talking
know
about right
why.
here. This little bottom bezel
Yeah, the
opens.
bottom bezel. Yeah, I don't know why they did that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. The little circle plate is also really interesting. It reminds me of like the 90s.
Well, they had that before. They had that on there. Because I had the Panasonic. I think it was like the V10 or something like
Oh, okay.
V10 or
See,
V20,
that's why it reminds me
and
of
they
the
had
90s.
yeah. Well, still in the 2000s,
2000s,
but
yeah.
yeah,
2000.
yeah,
I
but
guess I should say it reminds me of the 2000s more, yeah.
oh
Early
man, it's
2000s.
still a long time. But yeah, they still they had that. They
Okay.
had that similar
This is their
TV.
remote. I don't like it. I don't like the
Oh,
remote.
that's the worst remote. They got to change that for next year. They have to.
It's bad. All right.
That remote is
Price
terrible.
wise, do you think they're gonna be trying to compete with the G4 and the S95D? Like, I kind of think they are, but I
I
don't know.
think they're already doing their thing right now, but I just wish it was available in more
Yeah,
stores.
I don't know, man.
But I don't know. I don't going back to the price. Uh, I'm not
Yeah,
sure. They just got here. What,
yeah.
couple
So I
months
think they
ago?
have to be aggressive.
August. Yeah, they're gonna have to work their magic. It's not the prettiest looking TV. I can
No,
say that.
it's not.
I could tell you the TCL QM8. I would say that's a nice looking TV. Is way better looking than that Panasonic.
I think okay. I'll say 25.99. I'll say
I will
they're
see.
the G4 price right now.
I'll go with 27.99.
Okay, 27.99. That's a fair one. That's a fair bet. I almost went 27.99, but I was like, they gotta be trying to at least compete, right? Like, yeah. Let's see.
Ooh, FOMO's in here.
FOMO's in here. What's up, FOMO?
Hmm.
How's it going? You think the Z95A is dropping for Black Friday? We're doing our Black Friday predictions right now. If you can't say it, I understand. You might be under embargo. I don't know. You might actually know the Black Friday prices.
Maybe not. Maybe so. Who knows?
Panasonic's Roku TV thumbs down. Panasonic's not a Roku TV. It's a Fire TV. Panasonic is even more greedy than Sony, bud. I heard that, but currently they're priced cheaper than Sony. So I'm thinking like here they might want to be a little more aggressive since it's like their first time back in a while. I think their price right now for the Z85A, we're gonna put that on the board now. Z85A Panasonic Z85A. This is their WOLED without MLA. Um, I think it's 15.99 right now. So let me double check that. Yeah, it's 15.99. It's pretty good. That's like right. That's competitive with the other WOLEDs without MLA that are out there right now. So let's see if it's dropped lower than that before. That's the lowest it's been according to Amazon. So let's go to 15.99 for that. No comp. You think they're gonna try to go down to like 14.99, 13.99? Your guess is 13.99 for C4 and S90D. You think they're going to try to go down to that to match them?
Mm, I would say no. I
No.
think no,
You think this is the
no.
Black Friday price?
I think it's a Black Friday price.
Okay.
Well, hold on for a minute. Take that back. I'd say 13.99.
You said 13. Okay. So you do think they were gonna
I'll go
match
with
them?
13. Yeah, I think they're gonna go 13.99.
Okay. I think they're gonna match
I'll
them,
take it.
and I said 14.99 for the other ones, so
Yeah,
going 14.99 for
yeah.
this one.
It's just that remote is just so awful.
Yeah, it's not a great remote.
Yeah,
I think
you must have it.
the one in overseas in Europe and UK and stuff, like they got a better remote. They got like a more premium remote. They gave us the Fire TV like hybrid Frankenstein remote.
I think there's some type of there's definitely a partnership that's going on. So that's probably why they did that remote. But who's to say?
See, FOMO says Z95A better be under 2500
Mm,
because S90C is a better TV for 1300. Whoa, you think the S90C is a better TV than the Z95A? Is that what you said? Or did I read that wrong?
no, he didn't. No, he didn't say that.
He did it? Or was he just responding to
He,
somebody else?
I think he got to respond to somebody.
Okay.
Okay, so it said, yeah, C4 can't be. Yeah, I said the same thing too. The S90D.
Oh, okay. C4,
Okay,
C4.
yeah.
C4
You
cannot
was
beat
about to say.
S90D pricing. Yeah. Okay. I agree
You
with
was about
that.
to. You was about to.
I
You
was
was about to
confused. I
freak
was like,
out.
whoa. I was like, man, I must miss something.
You was.
Must miss
You was
something.
really about to. You was about to say something. He was like, hold on for a minute.
Wait a
Let me
minute.
adjust this camera right quick.
Okay. We're actually gonna probably wrap soon. After we get some more predictions in. Unless there's something you guys want to talk about, we could also do open Q&A for a little bit per second before we wrap.
And I
How,
had an
how
idea.
long are you
Oh,
good for?
I'm good for another 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
I just
Well,
thought about something. I just thought about something we should run by the chat session and see what people think. I have
all
an
right,
idea that
let's
we
do it.
start doing.
What's this idea?
So the idea we always talk about food at the end of our streaming. I'm thinking that not next week, but probably in the upcoming ones, we're going to actually bring the food to the stream and actually do like a taste test at like towards the end of it.
Okay,
And we go by the votes of people
but
in the chat.
we gotta get them to time it. We gotta get them to
Yeah.
deliver it right on time and stuff, though. That's the thing. Like,
Yeah. I mean, it's just an
I don't know.
idea that I was thinking about. We always talk about food towards the end of it.
Yeah, it might be
And I
something we
was
have to
just thinking about it.
pre-record and then play or something.
Yeah, we're gonna have to pre-record. I don't know. Let us know in the chat if that's a good idea or not.
Yeah.
Because we always be voting like the best pizza or like the best burgers or the best chicken spot,
Yeah.
sushi. No, we haven't talked about sushi. I just thought
I
about
don't
that.
do sushi. That's probably why we didn't talk about it.
Ah, damn it. That's why. Okay. Okay. Dang, you missing out. But
What people say.
yeah.
All
Let us
right.
know in the chat.
TCL. It is currently $9.98. Um, it has been
I
down
don't
to
know.
it looks like $9.98.
Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna go down lower.
Let me see what the last year's price is.
You talk
Actually
about the
can
QM8 specifically, right?
yeah, I actually have it pulled up right here. It was $8.99 last year, so I'm with FOMO. I think he nailed it.
899, eight ninety
Yeah.
nine,
I think they'll match it. So it's
or
9.99
65
right
inch.
now for 65
999.
inch. It's 9.99 right now. I think they match. I think they go 8.99 to go last year's price. What say you, Max?
Yeah, I think it's right. I think they're gonna go down a little bit. 899.
All right, I'm gonna write FOMO's guess too,
The only
since
reason,
since
yeah,
he got a little bit guess in.
well, the only reason I'm saying that is because um, I think I was looking at Hisense, and I
Yeah.
think that's why I think FOMO is gonna be right.
Hey, FOMO, chime in. You saw the S90D yesterday at 13.99, right, for a 65 inch. Do you think that's the Black Friday price, or do you think that's gonna be like the Amazon just once in a lifetime type price? Um, because I think it's going to 14.99, and I think that's just gonna be the Black Friday price.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be black. It gotta be. It
But Max
gotta
thinks
be.
it's 13.99 for the Black Friday price.
I think they're gonna start bundling stuff together.
Yeah. And you could also feel free to like add your own guesses for the prices that we predicted here in chat if you guys want to. FOMO, if you do, I'll just write yours down as your guess. So all the TVs we've hit so far, since we've hit TCL, let's go ahead and hit Hisense U8N. I believe that's currently $9.99, but I'm gonna double check. Uh, yeah, $9.99. It looks like it went down to $9.49 at one point, so it'll probably match $8.99. You know, I think that's probably the play there. Is they're gonna match each other. You think so, Max? Same thing to wrap
Yeah,
up
they're gonna
on
match
the
each other.
Hisense. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna match each other. They have to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Last call for questions in chat. Let me know. Okay, we got a question.
Oh,
So wait,
it's a
U8N Black
UAN
Friday $7.99. You got any information on
99.
this? Got any information on this? You got some insider info? Like that was a confident type right there. You know something I don't
I'm going
know
with
here, huh?
I go with 8.99.
Yeah, I go 8.99.
If you saying 7.99, that's I'll buy that TV and keep it.
My guess for a 55-inch S95D Black Friday price. Ooh, okay. Since you asked, I will chime in on that. See what it is right now. We'll take special requests like this as long as you type them in the chat and stuff. So, but it's currently $21.99. Yesterday it was a little bit cheaper, I believe. Maybe not actually. At one point in time, $21.99 is the cheapest. The buy box was $19.99, but that doesn't mean too much. That's just like other retailers. Let's see. I believe last year 55-inch. I've got that right here. 1 second. Um, Here we go. $22.99. Wait, no, that's the 65-inch. Yeah, $19.99 was last year's price. Nope, $18.99. $18.99 was last year's price. So I'm gonna say, yeah, it's probably $18.99. I don't think they're gonna drop it much more than that. $18.99 is what I'm saying for that. Same thing with the G4. I think 55-inch G4 is also $18.99. What do you think, Max? You think they're just gonna go ahead and just copy paste last year's Black Friday price?
Yeah, I think they're gonna copy it, but the 55-inch TVs, it's kind of hard to really gauge those because those prices always been hard to
Mhm.
discount because they're not making a lot of money off those compared to like a 65-inch or
Yeah.
75-inch.
Yeah. Yep. All right, next question. Should I buy the TCL 85-inch QM85 1G, which is the QM8 that you reviewed, or the Hisense 85-inch U8N, or save up the difference for the Bravia 85-inch 8 for Black Friday? You mean the 9? Because there is no 85-inch 8. Um, Maybe it means the 83-inch, but there's no 83-inch 8 either. It's just the 880L. So I'm gonna guess he meant the 9 or the 7. Um, it's tough, I still think, man, you really can't go wrong with like the 85-inch QN90C right now. Like I like that TV a lot. Um, but the 85-inch Hisense is $17.99, right? right
I was
now.
just about to say it's cheaper.
It's
So and
cheaper.
I I mean, don't get me wrong, the QM8 may be a little bit brighter in the HDR department, but uh, I don't know. I think I would go with the U8N, but and then from my memory, and I'm going off of the UAH, that was like uh TV 2 years ago. Their
Yeah.
gaming wasn't bad and stuff,
Yeah.
so that's something to kind of think about too. If you're just a casual gamer, then yeah, go with the TCL in that case. But if you're something that you going to be playing games often,
Yeah. So,
then I think Heisen may be a better bet.
um, LP, I'm curious to why you're not considering if you're gonna consider the Bravia 9 85-inch, the 83-inch like S90C for 25.99. Why is that not a consideration? Like, I know it's a W OLED, but that's still a really good TV. Um, and I don't know how cheap the C4 is gonna be, but I doubt it's gonna be anywhere in that range. But I don't know, man. It's hard to justify like spending extra for the 85-inch Bravia 9. But I mean, if you are gaming, right? From the sound of it, like it does seem like the gaming is better on the Bravia 9. You like the Bravia 9 gaming better, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's pretty
And
good.
the U8N's gaming was pretty good. I haven't gotten hands on with gaming specifically for the QM8, so I can't speak on that. Um,
And the local dimming is not disabled on the Bravia 9 and stuff. So
yeah, I could tell you the local dimming. I don't think it's disabled on the U8N. It didn't seem like it. I would notice that. Um,
yeah.
it looked really good. I thought the Bravia or the U8N looked really good. Gave the Bravia 9 a run for its money for the price, really. So yeah, interesting. PWG said last night I bought Q70D, but today changed my mind. I think I'm going with the TCL QM8. All the complaints are for the sound. It seems like. Yeah, I would definitely do the same thing. Like, looking at like the Q70D is an edge lit TV. It's not bad, but like for the price, I think there's better TVs out there. The QM8 being a really good example of that. So that makes sense. All right, I think we hit all the questions. Let me double check. Yeah, it looks like we're good. Um, probably didn't get to all the topics we wanted to get to today, but I think we've hit on most of the stuff, and we did our Black Friday predictions for the most part for 65-inch. Um, could do other sizes maybe another time if we can. If not, we'll definitely take some more questions next time we do the stream. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Max, you want to go ahead and tell them about your channel before we sign off?
Oh yeah, if you could do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe or take a look at the latest video of the QM8 TCL. Just put that out earlier today, and yeah, I'll probably go ahead and put the channel in the chat, or I don't know if you could do it or not. But yeah, that's all I have at the moment. What
Yeah.
about you?
So the your channel is linked in the description. So all they have to do is
Oh, never
click
mind.
on the link in the description to get there. Definitely go subscribe to Max. Check out his newest video on the QM8. He has a couple videos on the QM8 if you're interested. Did a really good job covering it. I just put out the frame video. I know it's like who wants to see the frame? View count is not great on that video, so go
Actually,
ahead and support that video. Just look at it for a little bit. Let me know what you guys think. That one's in
actually,
SDR. What's up?
shockingly, a lot of people get the frame.
Yeah.
There's I know when I was at Best Buy not too long ago, it seemed like a couple was eyeing the frame. So it seemed like not just it wasn't just one time, but it was like every time I would go to Best Buy, it's like always a couple that would end up getting the frame, Samsung frame TV. So it's a very popular TV, especially for aesthetic wise. But you did a good review on it. I thought you did a good job on that. I
I
did watch
appreciate
that
it.
video earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I like that, I like the TV for what it is, right? It's just like there's better TVs out there for the price. I think that's the biggest issue. If it was a little bit cheaper, I'd have no problem with it for the most part as a TV to watch TV on. But, the fact that it's the same price as like the QN85D, that's where I'm like, okay, if you're getting this TV for watching TV mostly, like that's what your main goal is. That's why I put it on a stand. I was like, it's not for that. Like, but if you're going to put it up, you want it to look nice, it's for design purposes, then for a TV that's meant for design purposes, it's a good TV overall. So, that's where it is with the frame, and I think it gets a bad rep because of that. But, yeah, it
you
actually
definitely
surprised
get the
me. It
spouse
it did
approval.
alright. It did alright.
Yeah, you get the girlfriend approval and you get the wife approval. So,
Yeah.
yeah, because it blends well with the decor really well, and I think that's what Samsung was going for, and the TV looks pretty nice.
Oh, Jeff, really quick, last question before we get out here. He says, "When do Black Friday prices usually become live?" Late October. I'll have a video all about that, coming up pretty soon. We'll see the prices late October. Around the 20th is when we're gonna start seeing these prices pop up. You'll see little sales that say like Black Friday price guaranteed sale and all that stuff from Best Buy. I bet like that's what they usually do. That's the running theme. So late October. And if you're buying from Black Friday, if you're buying from Best Buy right now and you have a Best Buy Plus membership, you can actually just go ahead and buy right now, and then you will still be able to get a price match when those Black Friday prices drop, and those price matches are near instantaneous, so, like, all you do is hit them up on the chat and be like, "Hey, this dropped in price," and they'll drop it. So, you're definitely protected if you have that Best Buy Plus membership. So, any tip if you guys are trying to buy a TV right now and don't wanna wait. But if not, definitely just wait. The time is coming pretty soon, and I have a ton of videos about that. We're gonna do a few buying guides and stuff on this channel. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're buying a TV, hit the affiliate links in the description. Thank you. In the description. Thank you.
And they
Um,
hit the likes.
and hit the likes before you guys get out. Go check out Max's channel. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Peace.